we might put in all the work to secure ourselves. But most of the time, as we see in recent news, that the problem does not come from the end user. It comes from the companies that we put our trust in. So, for instance, we have antivirus programs that mine your data. Controversially, the Kaspersky antivirus. We have Facebook recently selling your data. We have your emails such as Yahoo. Basically, everybody was hacked. We have the credit cards and your identity being hacked from Equifax. We know about that. And we have JP Morgan being hacked as well. And so we just put our trust in all of these things and just hope that we don't be caught up in the bunch of person that got hacked. I mean, it's very concerning for someone who's looking to use these companies for efficiency and convenience. But most of the time, it's these companies that get themselves into trouble and we get hacked or our identities lost and stolen and that kind of thing.
Mr. Seppa, you're here too.
Yes, I didn't catch all details, but I think generally speaking, I got more or less what you were asking, because I think it was maybe the connection because I lost some, but I think I got a very high level what you were asking. I think you should not forget that we're talking about human beings. You know, all these systems were designed and will continue to be designed by human beings. So I didn't mention it, but if you look at, for example, people engaged in, let's say, cybercrime, we are not talking about, let's say, small business. We are talking about big business and very knowledgeable people. Most of these persons involved in this kind of business, most of them, let's say, hold, let's say, PhD in computer engineering. I don't hold a PhD in computer engineering, but I'm just saying most of these persons they hold PhD in computer engineering. You may find a few of them with a master's degree in computer engineering, and maybe just a few with bachelor degrees in computer engineering. The thing is that they don't have a job, no? And given that they need to survive, they will use their skills to survive. And that is why we are seeing what we are seeing. So what I'm trying to say is we should not blindly trust any system or whatever. So that is why I did focus on these 8 areas for us to be aware that we are living. I didn't give some previous slides. I cut them off, but that I normally would just gone through that. We need to be aware what is taking place in this world. This is we have nice people all around, but this is a very bad world, you know? So we need to be aware of that and not don't click on everything. We click on everything, you know? You're wondering why people have maybe, why they did create a profile of your person. It's just based on what you're clicking on the internet. Whenever you start getting all these commercials offering you, for example, to buy a car, because you have been clicking on some of these fancy brands of cars, you know. And I'm mentioning cars now, but it could be something else as well, you know. So you're getting offer from them based on the profile that they have created from you. For example, I'm just giving an example of myself. If I would like to buy a new car, I'm sure I will get some offer from Toyota, from Hyundai, maybe from Mazda, you know, because they think, okay, this gentleman, he can afford a Mazda, Hyundai, etc. But if my good friend Albert there in the room, when I'm sure he doesn't get the same offers that what I'm getting, so he will start getting some Mercedes and BMW because that's the profile that was created for, based on the sites that you visit. So I would say don't click on everything, and we need to find ways, again, use these 8 areas that I did mention as a point of departure, and by doing so, try to protect ourselves.
All right, thank you very much. Just before we go to Albert, Mr. Seppa, it's interesting, the dialogue. However, I believe Mr. Eden would have shared a concern that is very serious. It's not dealing with what the end user clicks, but the trust that you would have put in, these entities. Let's say, for example, a bank, or you might have placed trust in another service provider, and in the end, you would have done everything. You don't click on everything. You protect your identity, but because you would have shared information with the bank, they are hacked, and your information. You sign up for an email account, and you share information with, let's say, Google for your Gmail or Yahoo, and in the end, they are hacked, and all of your information is out there. So I believe that was the ethos of the discussion a little earlier.
That's true. I didn't mention it, but just one second. For example, at Internet Society globally, we are focusing, and we have been focusing, but this year we're focusing on that as well, on two main areas. We are focusing on access, to get more people connected to the internet, because still we have a bit more than 3 billion people that are not connected to the internet. So that is why we are working on community networks and all these kind of things. But that's just to focus on get more people connected to the internet. In addition to that, we focus on exactly what you're saying, on trust in the internet. Because if you look at the internet is nowadays the main platform for business, for e-commerce, etc., etc. So if people don't trust the internet, then we have a big problem. So that is why but again, trust, you cannot just trust without work, right? And I know you're a pastor, so I will say like this. Faith without work is death, right? There's something like that.
That's it.
So while you're trusting, you need to do something as well to protect yourself. Thanks.
Okay, Harriet has a response, and then we'll take Albert.
Yeah, I want to comment on what Edmund said, and I think Sean actually said a bit of it. Is the model of the Internet Society is a multi-stakeholder, and one of the things that it does is campaign for our internet that we use. And I think a lot of different areas don't have that kind of model to look at those areas and police those areas or give comments. And I think that's one of the strong points and why we're here today and what we're doing. So with regards to some of these business, over the years, a lot of these businesses have really gotten to the point where nobody look at what they do. There's no working group to look at their terms and conditions, comment on them, and all these kinds of things, which is exactly what we're doing for the internet today. So what we really need to do, especially government and so on, a lot of people don't read the government reports and don't really know what are in them. And the connectivity of the citizen is very important. Even now, when they have access, they can actually go and do that, and they can say, hey, there's something wrong with this document, or hey, there's something wrong with this policy. And they can actually participate in those dialogues with those different sectors, where you can get better policing of those different sectors. So you have somebody actually look into what they're doing. So we would have, that's where we would build trust, because we can't have trust when we don't know what companies are doing, or we don't have any authority or we can't have any input into what they're doing, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
was an excellent question. And to answer that question, to add to the responses that you've already got, I have to take off my ICANN hat because we're now going to the dark side. I will put on my IT auditor information system and security. But the gist of your question related to you did your best, you did everything you could, and put some data out there, and because of what somebody else has done or not done, your information is compromised. So the first thing that we are taught in information security is that you don't put $1 million fence around a stack of quarters. You don't waste your time spending too much money protecting something that's not worth anything. But in the same vein, you need to fully understand the value of the resources that you have and do your own risk analysis. Okay, so I have some information on the different types of cards that I like. I also have some financial information. Do I protect the information on the cards that I like with $1 million fence, or do I protect the financial information? Because rest assured that there are few safe places left in cyberspace. You use some specific words that you said terms and conditions. And I encourage everybody in this room, do a Google search on YouTube, however you find it. Look for a documentary titled Terms and Conditions May Apply. When you get the correct video, you will see the Amazon logo, you will see the Yahoo logo, you will see the Google logo. But to give you a sense of what you will discover in that video, there's one anecdote where a father got all upset and he ran to, I think it was a Walmart store or something, and he was upset. He said, "Why are you sending my daughter all of this information on Pampers and stuff related to having babies, right? I mean, you are corrupting her." And what actually happened was that the one system, or whichever company, we're just using that as an example, the system was tracking what his daughter was doing so much that they knew that based on what she was clicking on, pregnancy, this, that, and the other, how many gestation period, they knew that she was pregnant. And they knew when she was going to have the baby as well. So they started sending, I'm sure you've seen it on Facebook, and all of a sudden on the side, you see suitcases like the one that you were doing searches for. Right? How do they know? I mean, the exact color, the exact size, and everything. So the point is that when you view this documentary, you see that every click I should have said and everything that we do online somehow, somewhere is being tracked. And this is why, personally, I don't like certain systems, and I would sit there. Some of you sitting behind me may have seen what I did, earlier in the day. I'm sure one or two of you must have seen what I did, but I would only do that because I'm operating on a secure VPN point-to-point, where I know that whoever is looking at what I'm doing, first of all, will not be able to decrypt what I'm doing, and they will not know that I'm in St. Vincent. And my data, in terms of what I'm sending over the internet, will be as safe as I can make it given the circumstances. Because certain things, I'm not just the VPN, I would be open, but you need to do that risk analysis and look at your information assets. What is important to you? What is more important? What is less important? Things that are very important, you definitely don't put them anywhere close to Google or Facebook or anything like that. Those are okay, what kind of shirt color your favorite football team? Okay, no problem. Everybody can, all right, you support Arsenal, all right? As in my case. Okay, so I just wanted to add that to that question, but in terms of what you can actually do, that starts with you. Doing a risk analysis of your own data, so the things that are important to you, you try as hard as you can to protect those, and you don't put them out where you know the place is not safe.
All right, thank you very much. We have two comments. We'll take Rudy and then the gentleman at the back, and then we'll wrap up. I think you probably just put it on.
I also thought it was an excellent question. And you were asking it from the user's point of view, is that right? Yeah. Okay, so you've done everything. You might even be a technical guy. You've done everything you can, but the question I got that you were asking is, who is looking after my back? That was the question. That's how I got it. And then what occurred to me was that, you know, multi-stakeholderism is about, like, you know, I will not know the government's view if the government is not in the room and put something forward to say, this is my view as a government, right? But have you ever thought about it? Is that the GDPR, which we spoke about earlier, is the whole of the European Union deciding that, you know something, the people who comprise the union, right? It has a certain value to the EU. And so therefore, the government, yeah, decides that it's going to put a certain kind of policy in place to look after your back. Yeah.
All right. That's what we need in the Caribbean, I guess. I speak for the Americans. They love liberty and freedom.
Strangely enough, about 2 or 3 days ago, I was reading an article about Facebook monitoring. And what it did, they can use your profile and they determine whether you were consulted, whether you were. And I went into it and I was looking at it and it was able to determine your likes. And Facebook now can just, after looking at your profile for a little while, almost want to determine your political view and almost everything about you just by analyzing your attraction. And what I found strange was it also looked at, was pairing you to possible friends. So if you notice something, you get friend suggestions, somebody you have not been in contact with, you know, who actually lives in another country, but Facebook doesn't monitor to that point, so you actually have no privacy to monitor everything. And there's analysis. And I found it striking because what I was wondering is like, when I use the internet, do I have any secrets? Nothing at all.
You know, and that's one of the things that our survey is very important. The terms and conditions, they're usually so long, but most of us, we skip to just accept. And what we're generally doing is saying, you can have all of my information, you can sell it, you can do whatever you like with it. And in the end, we literally give away our back. So nobody is there to look at it. But I'm thankful, and Harriet basically highlighted it, that is what forums such as these are about. It brings us together so that we can put our 2 senses together and we can make up the dollar to ensure that we have complete and total security, well, at least as far as it can go. I would like to thank everyone for your attendance and participation. There's something that I would like you to do. Now, we're going to be having an evaluation of this first National Internet Governance Forum. And I pray that all of you would have registered. If you did not do it before today, as you would have made your way inside, you would have ensured to register, because we're gonna email you. Secondly, we're planning already for the next IGF. So we're just gonna bounce our heads just a little for the next 2 minutes or so. What are some of the topics of interest that you would like to see discussed? Harriet's hand went down. She's out of the block looking good, and she's about to report. Yes, Harriet. E-payment. Priority. E-payment. And Madam President is writing. Yes, sir. What the regulators? Which regulators? Okay, so ISP. What the ISP is doing? Regulators. NTRC. So what is NTRC doing? No, that's why I asked him. No, that's why I asked him to be specific. You know, and remember, nobody can say what he's thinking, so he must speak for himself.
The security issues that we have, different same e-payment, what they if they put it in place. So let's move on. It's very broad because regulations have a lot to do when we're looking to push technology forward in this country. We have a very important part to play.
All right, thank you for clarifying. Madam President is taking her notes. I saw a hand went up on this side. Another topic suggestion. You had one ready? Oh, no, we're trying to plan ahead for the next Internet Governance Forum. Yeah, because it's the same thing Harriet just mentioned. Well, it's different. E-payment. Yeah. It's different. Similar, but different. Yeah.
Right.
E-payment, yeah.
So e-commerce, specifically because none of us can do it. Right?
And it's almost similar to the e-payment where you almost cannot do it either.
It kind of encompasses that.
Yeah.
But it sets the
tone.
It sets the tone.
Yes.
For that. Yeah. But see, we haven't been able to do it yet.
All right. So Willis? Community networks. I love that one too. All right, that's 4, Madam President. All right, let's take one more. 5 is good, and then, yeah. We had our yeah. No, we're not leaving it out. Yeah. But anyway, we take a suggestion, so we're gonna write it down, right? Cybersecurity. Yes, madam. Okay, beautiful. Safeguarding minors. That's in terms of the security. I saw another hand up. Oh, you were going to say exactly that. Put your hands together for yourself. Safeguarding minors and in terms of social media. What about mobile phones? Oh, okay. Social security and mobile phones. All right. Yeah, so put your hands together for yourself again, please. I think you did excellent in providing those topics of interest. Now, I want to challenge you to do what Mr. Osaka would have encouraged you to do, and that is to focus on